It's been 1 year since Pakistani gunmen attacked India's financial capital of Mumbai. In this 3-day-long siege, fires blazed from the city's luxury hotels. Bombs ripped through taxis. And militants opened fire on crowded commuter trains and in tourist-packed restaurants. Here, India's national security guards perch outside Nariman House, a Jewish outreach center in Mumbai, where 6 hostages were shot dead, including a woman who was 5 months pregnant. More than 170 people died in the attack, including 28 foreigners, a fraction of the approximately 3,500 who were killed by terrorists in India and Pakistan combined last year. Yet it was this event that most shook the world from slumber, more so than past, even deadlier attacks. Aaker Patel is a Mumbai-based political columnist for both Pakistan's #1 English periodical, The News International, and India's Mint newspaper. He offers his raw take on the impact of November 26, 2008, 1 year later.
It was a very spectacular strike, and it was special because it was really long, and therefore it ran the news cycles really well. You could go to bed at 1 a.m. watching, and you would still have a ... to be continued, and you would get up at 7 a.m. and still be in the same situation. You had very big names who were either trapped hostage or died in that attack, or had relatives who died in that attack, or had a narrow escape. And their stories were really compelling, because in the sort of entertainment culture that we have, you need a celebrity bite to get the story moving, and we had dozens of those.
The government, India's National Congress Party, was pretty heavily criticized for their response to the Mumbai terror attacks. They were chided for being messy with logistics, criticized for putting police forces with only wooden batons up against these armed militants. I wonder, why didn't the government work in this case?
Government never works at anything in India. You can't get justice in India. You can go to court and wait 20 years and not have a decision. It's not limited to a terrorism. You could be a really poor family, not find a home, not find food, not find education for your child. You could die hungry on the streets of a city and nobody would care. I'm not sure why people dying in 5-star hotels is such a big issue. It's not for most of the people. It's a terrible thing to have happened. But is it our 9/11? It's not. Does it bring national security into a democracy as 9/11 did? Does it remove Henry Kissinger and bring in Joe, whoever from Wisconsin, to determine that the Marines should go and bomb Iraq? It doesn't. We can't. We're not that kind of power. We've neutralized ourselves by taking Pakistan nuclear, as we did in 1998. We can't go to war with them anymore. We can only beat our chests. There is nothing that any government can do. Terrorism is something that you can, at best, prevent. You can't fight it. You can't do it through war. And I think the US has learned that. If we had waged war after our 26/11, we would have learned that as well, that it's not going to go away just because you take strong military action. And no matter which government is in power, that law doesn't change.
During India's national elections last May, many political parties, including the main opposition party, the BJP, or Bharatiya Janata Party, they complained that India really needs to take a stronger stance against Pakistan. But realistically, can India afford to retaliate against this country?
We can shake our fist at Pakistan, which we do every day. We can sulk with them and stop talking to them, which we have. We can threaten to bomb them, which we did. The question is, will a party say, can a party say, we will go and bomb them? No party is saying that. No party can say that. There is no real issue here that can be debated. In 1998, we took Pakistan nuclear by going nuclear ourselves. We gave Pakistan's generals the opportunity to weaponize a program that the US had been trying for many decades to put a cap on, and we screwed it up. And I think that's given them a shield behind which they can carry on, the state can carry on, or the state can hide behind non-state actors who carry on this sort of attack with no retaliation.
I've recently went to the Wagah border crossing between India and Pakistan. Every day at sunset since 1947, they have spectators from both countries, and they gather to watch these rival border guards participate in this sort of mock war show. Most times, this is going to mark the only daily act of solidarity between the two countries. Their relationship has certainly become increasingly tense since Pakistan's LET terrorist group was implicated in these Mumbai attacks. When do you see this tension reaching a boiling point, or perhaps breaking point, between the two countries?
My reading of it is this, that the Taliban are on the right side of the Pakistan constitution. They are demanding what's already there on the book. Pakistan's laws call for amputation, call for stoning, call for blood money. The reason why it hasn't actually been executed is that judges are really scared. The politicians are really scared about what the world will think. But it is an Islamic state. It has laws written into the book which say that what the Taliban want to implement in Swat and in Bunair is actually legal. What India should fear is a takeover not by angry, bearded men, but Pakistan's constitution being implemented in full. That is what we should really fear. And gradually, since 1952, that has actually been happening. That if you were to see the way that Pakistan has come about in the last 50 years, the radicalization is gradual, but it has ratcheted on through each year for 50 years. And I think very soon, India and the rest of the world might have to look at how to contain Pakistan.